In April 2025, the Duke of Sussex found himself at the centre of an unusual episode that momentarily eclipsed his high-profile legal challenge against the British government's decision to reduce his taxpayer-funded security. What began as a straightforward visit to a friend's London residence turned into a case study of human fallibility. A sequence of misplaced knocks on the wrong doors, captured by a residential Ring doorbell camera. This minor royal mishap, unfolding against the backdrop of a fierce courtroom battle, offers a revealing glimpse into the complexities faced by a senior royal who has in recent years distanced himself from official duties and relocated overseas. The visit had been meticulously planned. The Duke of Sussex, who relocated to California following the so-called Megxit in 2020, returned to England last month to mount a legal challenge against the Home Office and Ravex's determination that his status warranted a lower level of armed protection. He argued that removing Met Police-provided bodyguards during his UK stays placed his life at risk and constituted unjustified, inferior treatment compared to other public figures. In lodging his grievance at the High Court, he sought judicial review of Ravex's November 2024 decision, describing himself as singled out since stepping back from royal duties and moving abroad. Yet on that spring afternoon, navigating a quiet residential street in London proved more daunting than facing a courtroom full of legal counsel. According to one household account, the prince approached their front door, engaged in a brief phone conversation, and pressed the doorbell, only to retreat in mild confusion. 3 such attempts later, he finally located his friend's home. A resident revealed that their housekeeper answered one of the calls, only to see a stranger asking to be let in. "We were shocked to see it was him on the camera. We only really noticed once neighbours started talking," the occupant later recounted. Neighbours quickly spread word of the royal sighting, some describing the scene as bod for a man who, by all accounts, requires high-level security. "I don't think many people would just walk down a road knocking on doors, let alone if you don't feel safe," one onlooker observed. Another neighbour noted that the first 2 houses the Duke approached were completely opposite ends of the road, underscoring the extent of his confusion. Amid the bemusement, another detail emerged. During his stay, the prince had even arranged for a Deliveroo order to be delivered to the same address, suggesting a level of informality at odds with the stringent protective measures he sought judicially. Despite the door-knocking detour, the central narrative of the visit remained the ongoing legal challenge. Represented by senior counsel, the Duke contended that the withdrawal of armed Met Police bodyguards infringed his right to life under Article 2 of the European Convention on Human Rights, arguing that it left him vulnerable when travelling to his country of birth. The High Court heard that since the Sussexes' decision to relinquish full-time royal duties in 2020, they had received what Mr. Justice Jariawar inferior. The judge found that the Duke's attempt to draw superficial analogies between his situation and that of other VIPs added nothing to the legal question and did not translate into a viable legal argument against the committee's judgment. As a result, there will be no automatic reinstatement of armed police bodyguards funded by the British taxpayer for the Duke and his family, Meghan, Archie and Lilibet, during future visits to the United Kingdom. Furthermore, the Home Secretary has indicated that the Duke should bear all legal costs incurred by both sides, a sum approaching £1.5 million. This financial burden, coupled with the public nature of the dispute, has prompted questions about whether the Sussexes will undertake further trips to Britain in the near term. Within royal circles, sources suggest a degree of tension between the king and his youngest son over the decision to pursue legal redress. Some insiders believe the monarch views the lawsuit as an unnecessary escalation of a private grievance into the public domain, while others maintain it was a necessary step to secure the safety the Duke requires. Whichever perspective prevails, the outcome of this case sets a clear precedent. Former senior royals who distance themselves from official duties and establish residence abroad must accept the corresponding adjustments to their security arrangements. In the end, the image of a high-ranking royal, momentarily disoriented, knocking on the wrong doors, captures more than just a light-hearted anecdote. It encapsulates the broader narrative of a man caught between 2 worlds. Grappling with the practicalities of personal safety, the expectations of public office, and the realities of life as a global citizen. As the Duke of Sussex departs London and returns to California, the echoes of those misplaced knocks will linger, serving as a reminder that even princes can lose their way, both literally and figuratively, when navigating the shifting landscapes of duty, identity, and security.